Hey guys, what is up? Just wanted to make a short video this morning about the Nintendo Direct that I watched, the mini, that happened yesterday. I seen some games that came out for it, and I just had some concerns. And this may be a bit of a Nintendo rant, but I just was curious as if everybody else sometimes feels the same way as I do. And I watched some videos online, so I know that some people sort of do. But the thing is with me is when I rant about this, don't get me wrong, I love my Nintendo Switch. When I've played games like Mario Rabbids, Kingdom Battle, and Splatoon 2, which I played a little bit, and Zelda and Mario Odyssey, and when I played all those games, they were awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, if I'm coming off harsh here or what I expect out of it, it's just because I want to play my Nintendo Switch so bad, but sometimes I feel like I don't have the ammunition to do it. And here I'll go into some of my concerns. So, throughout the course of the life so far of the Switch, and it's still new, but at the same time it's getting to that point where I'm getting impatient. These are some of the games that are coming out, and one thing that drives me nuts is every time these games are talked about and brought up in a Nintendo Direct or just brought up that they're going to be released from an article, they always get brought up like they're going to be like this new game. Like, oh my god, we've never seen this before. When we've all seen these games before. And that doesn't mean these games are bad, but if you're like me, I keep up with things. I bought a Wii U, I have an Xbox 360, I have a PS3, a PS4, an Xbox One. I have everything. So, when something great is coming out, like your God of Wars and all that, I'm playing them. Or I at least know about them. So, when you're trying to spit it to me later, and I'll get into that, it's kind of frustrating. Because it's like, I'll just get into some of my examples here, because I don't know what kind of order I should go in. So, they introduced, and I just wrote these down randomly. I'll try to pick some of the old ones right now. One of the main ones that really annoyed me was when they introduced LA Noire was going to be on the Switch. Like, okay, cool. It's on the Switch. That's really cool. I have no problem with it. It's just, I have a problem with when I feel like the only things ever being announced for the Switch are ports. All I see is ports. Stuff I've already played or already heard of that's already old. Everybody's already over it. The hype train's gone. And we're sitting here like LA Noire, when it was coming out, was being talked about like it was this fucking new game. It's in the magazines, like being reviewed like it's new. And just because it's on a new system, I just don't see why it needs to be like reviewed and talked about very much. Who cares? Okay, it's on the Switch. I mean, do we need to get a review just telling us if it works or not? Or is it going to be like the WWE 12 game, or I'm sorry, not 12, I'm way off. The new WWE game, sorry, that came out that's just complete garbage. Which, thank God I bought that. I like playing wrestling games. I don't really watch wrestling, but I like playing wrestling games. And I played it on my PS4. Thank you, God, I did that. Because, first of all, for one, of course, when it comes out on the Switch, you gotta wait a long time. So this thing came out back in, like, don't quote me, but I want to say I played WWE back in August or something. And then for the Switch, it came out in fucking like October. And I'm like, everybody's playing the game now. I want to play the game now. I mean, I'm seeing all this gameplay of it. I'm getting really excited for it. I want to try it. And I don't want to wait for it to fucking come out for the Switch. I want to play it now. So it was frustrating. So that's one game, though, LA Noire, that really annoyed me, going back to LA Noire. That really annoyed me that they were talking about it like it was new. I mean, I remember playing that game so long ago, and it was great. It was a great game. It was introducing, like, new facial features and being able to tell what people are thinking by how they look, like whether you said something they're scared. and you had to guess who's guilty, and you had to use your evidence. It's a badass game. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome. If you have not played L.A. Noire, you need to play it. But I would imagine that everybody that wanted to already did. You already played it. So why do I have to play it for my Switch? So what, I could play it on the go? It's not even the type of game to play on the go, man. You need to sit down and play that game, and you need to think, and you need to play it. It's a long experience. It's not something... I'll get into that a little bit later. The mobile aspect of it doesn't work for every game. I'll get into the next game. Skyrim coming out for the Switch. Is it great? Sure. It's awesome. It got fucking Game of the Year when it came out. It was great. But who cares it's on the Switch? Why are you talking about it like it's a new game? Like all of us Nintendo guys should just be so hyped for this. Who cares? People have already played through that game, modded the shit out of it, and played every single kind of way you could play Skyrim. So, just come out with it, introduce it, and let that be it. Quit acting like it's like this new game. Like they have it in the Switch. Is it the Switch Player magazine? And it's I believe it like made the cover or something like that. And somebody had it, and I'm like, how is a port making a cover? Why don't we have a new game that we can be excited for that nobody's played that we can be excited for? Why am I having to get excited over ports that I've already played, already watched a million gameplays on, already seen a million mods for, and all this stuff? Why do I have to do that? Why can't I just have new games? I'll get into the new games even more. And let me quote again. I don't hate the Switch. It's just kind of like I expect a lot more out of it. So that's one of the games. Recently, Rocket League. Okay, Rocket League has been out. They have all these tournaments and everything. Why is everybody saying you gotta buy a Switch so you can play Rocket League? Everybody's already played Rocket League. It's kind of old now. And I hate to say that, but when you're a guy like me and you got all these games behind you and all these games up here, I don't play one game for an extremely long time. Like people that play Call of Duty all year long. I play many games. I get my worth out of it. I go through the game mode. I 100% it if I really enjoy it, like Mario Odyssey. And then I'm ready to move on. And if there's some DLC and it doesn't take forever to come out, that's a whole other conversation. Then I'll go back and play the DLC. Like the Mario Odyssey DLC that's coming out. I will absolutely be playing that. But I just don't understand with something like Rocket League. It was another one that was, just because there's Mario and Luigi cars, it's a new game. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. So let me go again. Yesterday they introduced Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I haven't played it yet, but I have it for my Wii U. So now I'm not going to be hyped for this thing. Why am I going to go pay $60 for a new game so I can just play the one on my Wii U behind me? It's just as good. Oh, you know what? I don't have Funky Kong. I got to get that Switch one. I got to get that Switch. And I got to play it on the go. I have to. Heaven forbid I'm at work actually working. No, I need to get my Switch out and have enough time to play through a game like Donkey Kong Country. It's not a mobile game. I mean, what? Can you go somewhere and if you're not driving or something and you can bust out a couple levels? I mean, okay, maybe you're a guy that takes a plane all the time. Then it works for you. But I feel like that's very rare. Most people, the common people, drive themselves. It might be a kid that is playing in the car, and he's not going on a vacation every week, okay? He's going to go on a vacation once in a while. In that aspect, yes, it'd be great to use your Switch, but it doesn't ever really happen. They might be like, Mom's going to the grocery store, it's 15 minutes away. Getting 15 minutes in a Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is going to do nothing, okay? Or Skyrim. Okay, cool, I did a side quest. Yeah, I'm glad I got it for the Switch. Now I can play it mobile when my mom goes to the grocery store. You know, you see what I'm saying? But let me go on. So they just announced Meat Boy, and that's cool. And I thought they were talking about the Meat Boy Forever. No, of course not. No. Of course not. They're talking about the Meat Boy that was all the way back on Xbox 360. Is it a good game? Yes. It looks fun. If you've never played it like I've never played it, well, I get it. Sure. You got lucky. It worked out for me. I've never played it. Still, at the end of the day, it's a fucking port that everybody's fucking played and has tons of gameplay on, has speed runs of, and all this stuff. Once again, we don't have a new game to be excited about. We're just getting excited about old games that are coming out on the Switch. And it just drives me nuts. I want to play new games. They even announced that Mario Tennis. Now, I'm going to get that because it's different, but there was a Mario Tennis that came out for the Wii U. So I was like, okay, I just had a Mario Tennis. What about Mario Strikers? What about Mario Baseball? Like, can we try something different? We just had, if you want to play Mario Tennis, go buy a fucking Wii U. And there's one on there. So if you missed out on it, sorry. You missed out on it. So that's on you, man. Any person that's into Nintendo should have known a Wii U is an actual system. It had a lot of good games, and now just because everybody didn't buy it, we're getting them all on the fucking Switch. So people like me that bought them all and was already part of that train has to sit here and watch them all be released for the Switch. Because now I get into Hyrule Warriors. Okay, yeah, it's got all the DLC on it, but at the end of the day, it's the same game. Can we get a sequel or something? Because I've already played the shit out of it on Wii U, and I told people a long time ago it was a great game. But now everybody wants to worry about it. It came out on the 3DS too. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Legends. It was different. So, I mean, it's frustrating. I want the Switch to be better, and I know a lot of people will say, well, it's mobile. I know, man, but can we just have new games to play mobily? Let me continue on. One game that came out that I thought was going to be pretty dope, I thought it was a new one, because it was called something Zero, so I thought it was fucking new. And I had just beat the old one, because I have it behind me, it was Blaster Master. I don't want to play Blaster Master again at an easier difficulty. Play it on the Nintendo and beat it like a man, where you don't have save points and shit. So it came out and it's easier and it's new graphics and maybe it's cool and everything, fine. I'm not saying it's not good, but at the end of the day, it's not a new game. At the end of the day, I'm going to go, oh, I remember that, boss. Yeah, I know where to go here. Yup, to go back to level 2, I got to go this way. I want a new game. New stuff. Quit overloading us with ports and trying to glorify them like they're new games. They're not new games. And it drives me nuts. And I don't see the frustration out of people. But man, I love Nintendo, man. I love these franchises. I love these games. And I want to see new ones. I'm so tired of it. And I just feel like I'm waiting forever, man. I mean, if it wasn't for Mario Odyssey and Zelda, holy cow. This system, to me, would be bombing, to be honest with you. Because I don't play any of these ports. So, also, one that they hyped a lot. Doom. Doom's on the Switch. Okay, well, Doom was fucking already out for Xbox. I was already into Doom when it came out. Another one. Annoyed the shit out of me. They had it on the front of magazines. They had it on the front of all the shit. Like it's this big deal. Like it's this new thing that we should all be excited for. Like when we were looking at trailers to Mario Odyssey. That's something to be hyped for. It's so new. You're trying to learn about it. You're watching a trailer. You know, you have those people who watch a trailer like 20, 30 times and they dissect it. You don't need to dissect anything for Doom. You already know what you're getting. You want to look up whole gameplay for it, it's already out. You already have DLC and everything. So, that's another thing. And then you had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I 100%ed Mario Kart 8 for my Wii U. And I already played online and got a bunch of coins and had a lot of fun with it and told everybody how good it was. But you know what? Nobody played that Wii U, so now I got to get fucked when it's coming out for the Switch. So, once again, I was underhyped. I was like, okay, it's got those Splatoon characters on it, though. That's... Okay, now I'm going to go spend the $60. Okay, yep, you got me. And then you got, let's see, Shovel Knight came out. Once again, Shovel Knight's a game for the Wii U I played. And this one's a little bit different, because you can be different characters and everything. And I'm sure it's good. It's just, it's not something when I 100%ed a game, and I already played the shit out of it on the Wii U, and it's on every single thing out there. Now, you can buy it on Xbox now and have the Battletoads on it, or you can buy it on PS now, and it has Kratos on there. I mean, why not just get a hold of them and make Shovel Knight 2 for the Switch only? Let everybody else wait for it. Let the Switch have it right off the bat. Then we could be like, fuck yeah, new Shovel Knight. Yeah, boy. And then Cuphead. You get something like Cuphead that came out this year. I was actually just commenting on Aaron's thing about Cuphead. That wasn't on the Switch. So it's like, I just can't win. It's like, don't get me wrong, there was good games for the Switch. It's just, I feel like for the amount of time it's been out versus what I'm getting... Man, if it wasn't for Mario and Zelda, I would be saying, dude, it's a cool system, but we got no games. We don't have anything. One game they could port, and I wouldn't have thrown a stink about it at all, and it would work great for the fucking Switch, was Star Fox Zero, I think it was called. Star Fox Zero came out at the very, very end of the Wii U, where, for one, nobody gave a fuck about the Wii U, and then near the end, people really didn't give a fuck about the Wii U, because they only cared about what the Switch was doing, and they cared about anything it had to do with it. They didn't care about reading up what was coming out for the Wii U. So, if you're gonna port anything, port the fucking Star Fox game that nobody played. So, even myself, I didn't even get Star Fox. It came out that late to where I was kind of off even the Wii U train at that point. I still want to play it, though. It looks really, really good. And I wish they'd port it. Another game they could port, and I understand there's some difficulties with it because of the screen, but I was going to get into it. Super Mario Maker. You want to talk about a game you should port so that you could have online capabilities? It's on a new system. It's still extremely playable. Is Mario Maker, because people are always making new maps and boards, whatever you want to call them, stages. And it's the gameplay is unlimited. So when I say that I've already gotten tired of something, Mario Maker you'll never get tired of as long as you want to play some Mario. Because it's always new. There's always new levels. People are always making them, whether they're stupid or good. There's always something to play. So why wouldn't you try to come out with Super Mario Maker Deluxe? Like, isn't that obvious? Like, it just drives me nuts. Like, the two things you should port, you don't port. You should have came out with a new Mario Kart. There should be a Mario Kart Switch. That's what it should be called. If you want to play Mario Kart 8, go get a Wii U. I mean, or someday it'll come out on some type of virtual console where you could download it or something, and maybe you can download it and play it on the Switch or something for a lower price. Just like the Xbox One and stuff's doing with the Xbox 360 games that are available to play on there now. No different. Just make it to where you can download them or something. Like some kind of proof that you bought it. I don't know how they could do that, but that'd be really cool. And then you could download it on your Switch if it's backwards compatible at all. I don't know, that might be absolutely ridiculous to do. But, if anything, re-release it if you want. It's just, Super Mario Maker would have been something that was perfect. Perfect to put on that. And I understand they said, well, it doesn't have a, pencil, a stylus, and it doesn't have the same type of thing. I get it, okay. But I'm sure you could figure out other ways to navigate it on the screen. I'm sure we could figure something else out. If I get into it anymore, then you can talk about Dark Souls. It's Dark Souls 1, dude. It's Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 was on, I think my buddy told me, I'm not really familiar, but it was on PS2 or something. For Christ's sake, a PS2 game? And I'm not going to say it's going to be bad. I'm not saying that. It's just, once again, we're getting hyped over a fucking re-released PS2 game. Or I could just take my PS2 and go play it. I mean, you know, don't quote me if it was on Xbox or something. I don't know. I didn't look it up. I'm not really into it. But my buddies are really into it. So they were kind of like, what the heck? That's coming out for the Switch? Like, yeah. Really, really weird. So, games that I'd like to see that I'm really upset that we're seeing another Mario game, and it was Mario Tennis. I really want to see something like Super Mario 3D World 2. Because if you have not played Super Mario 3D World, James and Mike, AVGN and Mike Matei, they actually just did a Let's Play a couple weeks ago, or within the week on, I don't remember if it was the most recent video or not. I think they came out with something else recently. But they were playing Super Mario 3D World, and I'm telling you guys, that game is so fucking good, but nobody wanted to go buy a Wii U, so you missed out on one of the best Mario games, dude. That's probably my third best Mario game. So good. So good. So I wanted to see a number 2. And then, like I said, a Hyrule Warriors sequel would have been nice. And there's some other things. A lot of people said, like, what about Animal Crossing? I've seen a lot of people say Animal Crossing. You know, to be honest with you, say what you want about the cell phone game, Pocket Edition. I think it works. I think it's perfect for a cell phone. I was saying that for a long time. I don't think it really needs a Switch release. Because what are you going to do so differently? That's different than the phone. And the phone's so much more convenient. When people whip out their phone, they can get on Animal Crossing real quick. And it's a lot more easier to have out than carrying your big old Switch. And Animal Crossing is a game that you can get on for 15, 20 minutes, if that, and you're done. You know, you've kind of done the things for the day once you start taking care of things, and you don't have to do everything. So, excuse me. So, it works. It works for the Switch, for the cell phone. So I don't really think that game needed. That's a whole other video, what I'd like to see for the Switch. But things like a Shovel Knight 2, man, that would have been great, man. Like, if we're talking about games that are coming out for it, the port thing is just driving me nuts. I mean, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle was great. It's just, I really only have about 3 games, because Splatoon 2, I really don't have the time to play a lot of online games, so I look for story-driven games, and there's not a whole lot for the Switch that I would say are good for me, other than Mario Odyssey, Zelda, and Mario Rabbids. I can't really think of anything else I played. I can go look at my list over there of what I have, but I played Mario Kart 8, but it was just a port. I just played it to play it, because it's a good game. It's just, everybody's talking about it online when it came out like it's this new game. And I'm just like, and you want to talk about people doing that with Skyrim? Oh my god, they're acting like they've never played the game before. Matter of fact, I have where's another Captain Toad? Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Look at this. If you've never played this game, you're crazy. This is a good game on the Wii U too. And all they have to do is come out with a number 2 on the Switch. And you might say, Dan, I know, they'll come out with this stuff, Dan. Yeah, but when are we going to get one of them? Give me one. Out of all these stupid ports I'm getting, I don't think they're stupid ports, but, you know, out of all the ports I've already played, can I have something new? Can you tell me, oh yeah, there's going to be a Treasure Tracker 2 also? I mean, for Christ's sake, guys, what else do I got here? Super Smash everybody wants. That's another game that I don't have a whole lot of time for. You know, there was Paper Mario. We don't have a Paper Mario yet. I'm sure at some point we will. A Mario Party. We had one on 3DS, and it was just the 100 best games. I kept saying, man, Mario Party. You need to come out with a Mario Party that you can make it however you want. Make it whatever, whether you separate on the board, you all go your different ways, or you make it where you all travel together like in that one on the Wii U, which, matter of fact, I'll show you it. I think this game was fantastic. I loved it. Me and my son played it a ton. The thing that could have made it the best out of all these Mario Parties, for everybody that hates on Mario Party, make it online compatible. Where you join a game and you're just sitting there at night, you get off of work, you want to play some Mario Party, you kind of sort of want to pay attention, you don't want to be very involved, you're laying on your couch, You go into a lobby, you say join a game, it starts a game with 3 other people, you pick your characters, and you play Mario Party. Or you can create a custom room with this many turns and this many of this or whatever, your own rules, and you can hop into a room and join it. And when it reaches the 4 people it can have, there you go, it starts an online game. If you quit or anybody lags out, then computer takes over. How hard is that? It doesn't need to have leaderboards. You don't really need to talk to anybody. Maybe have it to where it's on your Nintendo Switch app and you connect to it. And if you'd like to talk to people that are in the game and they connect also, then sure, you could talk to them. But if you just want to lay on your couch and play when you got off of work and you're just trying to play some Mario Party, you should be able to do it. And if you fall asleep or something and it lags you out, you have so much time to make a move, and if you don't, you're out. It kicks you out, it lags your person out, and computer takes over. What is so hard about that? What is... Hire me. Hire me. But why has that not happened yet? Why has it not happened yet? And be able to play Mario Party mobily? Mobily? That's a game that's for mobile. That's a mobile game. Mario Party. So that you can get a quick game of Mario Party in. Or you just want to play some mini games. Mario Party is a fucking mobile game. This would be a mobile game. Do 1 or 2 levels. It's a mobile game. It's a little puzzle game. If you've never played it, look it up. It's awesome. A level takes a couple minutes if you can figure it out. It's easy. It's not too hard. It's just fun. It's a mobile. Perfect for the Switch. Why are we getting Skyrim? Why Skyrim? I don't want to play Skyrim on the go. I need to play Skyrim on my HD TV chilling for 200 plus hours. I'm not going to play for 200 plus hours on the go. And let me say this. Let me say it one more time. I don't hate the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch is like my children, where I want them to succeed. And when I see potential, I want them to execute it. I want them to execute it, and I want them to be all they can be, like the Army. And I want them to do well. And if I'm seeing this stuff and I'm a fanboy, because I am for sure, then I know that people that already don't really like Nintendo are just rolling their eyes going, why do they care about a game that was Game of the Year 20 years ago? Pretty much. You know, that's what they're all probably saying, and if they're not, that's what they should be saying, because that's the truth. How about if they gave us, with motion controls, a new Paperboy? How sick would that be? Konami, get your fucking asses up and give us a new Contra. Give us a new Castlevania. Let's go. Let's go. Even the arcade archives, those are pretty sick. They finally did the whole thing where you have like scores online. That's a great thing for the Switch, and they're like $7 or $8. If you want to put these ports on, I'm not paying $60 for a game that came out so long ago, and I can just go back and play it on the other system. Why do I need to play it on the Switch? Even though I want to play with my Switch so bad. I want to pick it up off that dock and I want to use it. Give me a reason to use it. Please. Rant over. Don't hate me, guys. That was a bad one. That has been bothering me. Later.